Hey guys, so we're back with another video, and this time it's about reflecting and taking some accountability for everything. So when it comes to everything that went down with the Narc, yes, a lot of things are their fault, and yes, they were set out to destroy you. Like ultimately they wanted to dim your light, take some things from you or attempt to, they want to destroy your life and ruin your life. But also, by dealing with the Narc, we have to take accountability for a number of things. We have to realize that there was something about us that allowed that into our life. We have to realize that we weren't valuing ourselves, and that even if we just felt like, oh, I'm just going with the flow, this is just temporary. Like I know for me, I never even fell in love with my Narc. I just thought it was a situation where they liked me more than I liked them. And then come to find out they just wanted to destroy my life. Yeah, they didn't love me at all. So the joke was on me, but I was just like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. We're just having some fun. But I knew like this is not the person I want to marry. I'm not in love. This is not what love is. I knew that. So I was just chilling, and I just felt like I'm still young. I have some time. I don't want to get married. At the time I was like 24. I was like, I don't want to get married right now. I probably don't want to get married till like 31, 32. So might as well just have some fun and gain some experiences. Plus this person, even though I did not want to marry them and I knew that, I didn't think they were bad looking. Like I was like, you're kind of cute. Like we could do something, or we could do a few things, but like this will just be part of my memory book. You're not my person, and I just know that. So I was just going with the flow and then got like twisted into a trauma bond. Like I did fully get engulfed into the trauma bond. And then your empathy plays a role, and you just feel like you have to be there for them or whatever, or you feel like you have this bond, but then time tells itself. But ultimately, we have to take accountability. Everyone that's ever been with a Narc needs to take accountability for what was within us that kept us coming back and dealing with the BS. And what was within us, or like what lack of confidence did we have to even say yes to that offer when we knew we really didn't like them, or when we knew we wanted to say no. Like in my case, I really am grateful that I wasn't in love with a person. I really feel for the people who fall in love and then they get bamboozled like this, or the person is just evil. I feel for those people because you really are invested in that relationship and you love that person. Luckily for me, as God would have it, I was not really checking for this person. Like they were like not somebody that I wanted to marry. And I really didn't want them to marry me. It just like the trauma bond just kept going. And so it just shows everything, dealing with a Narc and everything that you go through with a Narc just shows you why you shouldn't go with the flow. You need to be intentional with your actions and your choices. We all know that the Narc is lazy, so they just go with the easiest thing that's near them, like the easiest person, the easiest thing. They don't even really care about looks, or like they don't really even have standards like that. So they say they do, they lie because they know that's what people want to hear. They say what you want to hear, but they really don't have standards. They really will go with anybody that will fuel them with some, like, lift their ego, fuel their ego. They'll be with anybody. So yeah, my thing is like when you deal with a narcissist and you get to the other side and you're healing and you're working on yourself, you do have to take accountability for what you put up with, and you have to take accountability for the wounds you had that got you in this situation so that you can fill all those wounds now. So like it's actually a blessing and a good thing when you make it to the other side and you've dealt with a Narc, but you're now free and you no longer have to deal with the Narc. Because one, once you get out of the cycle of abuse, the love bombing, the devalue, the discard, love bombing, the devalue, the discard, because we know that narcs never really discard you. They always want you to come back for more, like a merry-go-round. So the one upside to that is that when you get out of it, you have clarity. And you just like this dark cloud leaves your mind and you can just see so clearly what you dealt with was wrong. And so that's the positive side of it. But then, oh, I forgot to put earrings on. Oh well. I'll put them on after this video anyways, because I have some places to go. But really what it comes down to is self-love. Like, you are able to depict, okay, some of this shit that I went through was my fault. Yes, were the gifts nice? Were the dates nice? Yes. But ultimately, these types of people don't know how to connect. So even the dates weren't really nice, because it's not like you are talking about anything. We weren't really talking. Like, it's all for show. Everybody's a prop for pictures, props, pictures. But like, that deep inner connection is never fed. And it's crazy because the empath is like starving for a connection, and the narc is starving because they're already bored with this supply. They want the next supply. So these narcs, like, they really are demons. They're empty inside. Nothing fulfills them. And if anything, I'm just really glad that I found out about this so young in my life, so I can know to avoid those types of situations and those types of people. So like age 25, 26, 27, I was just going through hell, ups and downs with this crazy person. But the good thing about it is that even though those are great prime years, I don't regret anything because I learned a lot of lessons. I'm now a better version of myself. I'm more alert. I'm more aware. I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more protective of the blessings that I do have. Like, now I'm grateful, whereas before I was just like, oh, I've had this my whole life. Like, when my hair was long down to here, I was like, oh, who cares? I've had it my whole life. Now, when I grow it back to that length, I will really be grateful for it. And I won't let anyone in my life that's going to stress me out to the point where I lose it, or I'm gonna, and even my health, like being healthy and not having any issues or not having any cancer. When you deal with someone that has you going through these cycles and arguing all the time, your health is compromised over time. Like, after 2 years of that, or even more, and then even all of it, the emotional ties that they use with sex and stuff like that, your body starts to get worn down and you feel like you're not yourself at all. So then when you get out of it and you're healthy, you're grateful for your health. So long story short, everything that I took for granted, I'm now very, very grateful for, because I got out of that. And realize that when you're in the mix and they're smearing your name and they're like telling people you're a bad person, you know you're a good person. You know who you are, and you know all the things that you've actually done for that person. So does that person. They know the things that you've done for them and the times you were kind and nice, and they know that you're really not a bad person. They know that you're a good person. So if you have to be the villain in somebody else's story, so what? That's badass. That's dope. I don't mind that. I'm like, okay, I know I'm a good person. If you want to call me the villain, so be it. Like, and if anything, one thing you learn from going through this is how beautiful the word no is. The word no is my new favorite word, because if it's one thing I'm going to protect, it's my peace. Because guess what? Whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, we really can have it all in this world. You deserve, and you can, and you will have everything you want. And what I mean by that is, having a family does not mean that you compromise respect. You are able to be respected, have a family, have kids, and still stay intact with who you are, and love yourself and know yourself and not lose track of who you are. You have the ability to have all those things combined. You deserve that, and don't let anyone tell you differently. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I went through what I went through, because like, all that old bad energy is just out of my life and gone. And when I had to get the big chop because I colored my hair and I just really wasn't treating it well, and it was bad. I had to do a big chop because I dyed my hair blonde. And the crazy part is I had dyed my hair blonde before when I was like 19, but I didn't have anyone in my life that was like pushing me and pulling me around, so I had like time to take care of it. So this time I still attempted to take care of it, but it didn't take. So anyways, when I got the big chop, I was actually excited because I had never had short hair my whole life, just always had long hair, so I really enjoyed that. But most importantly, because things like your hair entrap energy, I think it's really important, and it's great that I get a fresh start to just not be around any abusive situation. But if there's one thing that I took away from this, and if there's one thing I can tell anyone, if you're gonna deal with a narc or be with a narc, you better be in love. But then again, we all know they don't really connect. They're not able to connect. So the main thing is really dialing down on what is love, focusing in on that. I know that people act like they're slim pickings and we have to just settle because, oh, men don't really tap into their feelings. It can be confusing because some of that is true, especially Black men don't really tap into their feelings, but that's really BS, because at the end of the day, love is sacrifice, love is communication, and narcs don't want to communicate. They just want a ball of confusion. And after enough years go by, you start to realize that. And they don't even want a ball of confusion. They really want you to just obey. Like, I'm the master, you obey. That's what they want. So when you realize that they're out to ruin your life, that's when a person like me has to peace out, especially since the person I was with, I never really wanted to be with. And then I always felt like they should have had their shit together way more than they did. So then when they finally got their shit together, I was like, great, this is how you should have been when I met you. So that means I came in, fixed everything. Anyways, they hate when I say that though, even though it's true, because my energy did affect their life. But yeah, you know the truth. They know the truth, and even the other people watching know the real truth, and that's all that matters. But you really do need to take accountability for what you allowed and make sure you never allow it again. And for anyone that's dealt with a narc, I'm sure you can confirm that even though they were a nightmare, there's a few things they were right about that you needed to change. Or there's a few things about yourself that were problematic, that like in some ways the narc was right. Not in a way where you need to beat up on yourself, don't do that, but like things where, okay, you did need to change them. And so when you think about that, you can be grateful that even that they were in your life, that you were able to learn certain lessons and learn certain things you needed to change because you know them, because you knew them. But definitely, once you leave that situation, don't go back, because they will do nothing but try to punish you. But yeah, take accountability for what was wrong with you and what was missing inside you for you to attract somebody like that. What did they see in you that they knew, I can play with this person? Change that, please. And see you guys in the next video.